There's a brand new Hunger Games movie coming out, and apparently the MPA has looked at it, the ratings board, and they've tagged it by having strong, violent content and disturbing material. Now, this the name, I always freeze on the name of this movie, Songbirds and Snakes.
Sure. It's like songs of snakes on a plane.
Songbirds and Snakes.
Songs of Snakes on a Plane. Songbirds and Snakes is the name of it. And listen, like I've said before, if you guys have watched me talk about this before, when they announced this new Hunger Games movie, a prequel, whatever, I was doing my best Chris Carr and saying, for why? Like, what's the point? Even when they started announcing a very interesting sounding cast, I was still like, no one's going to be interested in this, and I don't care about it, and whatever. And then all of a sudden at CinemaCon in Las Vegas in April, they played us this presentation with it. And I was like, wow, this looks really good. It looks really good. So I was shocked. I was surprised because I don't really care about this franchise all that much. But this looked great. Then the trailer dropped online, and a lot of people, we started hearing all over the place going, oh, that actually doesn't look bad. Well, now it has been giving its rating, and it is a PG-13, which is not surprising. What is surprising is those stronger words about strong violent content. This comes from the folks at Cinema Blend who wrote the following. The concept for Hunger Games is pretty disturbing. While it's a young adult property, the titular tournament sees young people from Pan Am fighting to the death with only one champion making it out alive. The beginning of each game is usually a massacre, but the movie franchise isn't known for extreme violence. But the official MPA film rating for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, we will see the movie here, if that's the link to their review, teased that it might be changing in the prequel, as it reads, rated PG-13 for strong, violent content and disturbing material. I remember hearing an interview with one of the producers back around when the movie was first announced and they had just started shooting the film, saying, we are going to push the limits of what PG-13 can be. Now, they said, look, this is still a Hunger Games thing. We have to make sure we hit PG-13. But they said at the time, we're going to push the limits of what we think PG-13 can be as far as violence and stuff like that goes. And I remember at the time kind of brushing that off and thinking, we've heard tons of filmmakers say that. Oh, yeah, it's going to be PG-13, but we're going to really push the envelope on PG-13. I'm kind of hearing this, that the MPA is actually putting verbal warnings in it. This is strong, violent content and disturbing material. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Mint Mobile. Signing your life away to a big wireless provider is kind of like being trapped on a roller coaster from hell. Sure, it looks like fun at first. They probably even threw in a free phone, but now you can't get off. Month after month of insane bills and unexpected thrills, like overages and surprise fees. If that sounds like your current big wireless plan, it's time to get off the ride with Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You guys know before I came to Mint Mobile, I was paying triple what I am paying now on the standard big wireless plan, and I will never go back. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped right to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to just $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Chris, are you expecting we're going to see, because some pretty horrific things happen in the Hunger Games movies, but it sounds like this is going to go beyond that. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more into, why am I freezing on the name of the Asian kids tournament movie that this is based on?
Battle
Royale.
Boy, yeah.
Maybe get a little bit more into Battle Royale. How far can you take it before it comes on? I mean, as long as nobody says the F word and shows, boobies, there's a lot you can get away with.
Or both at the same time.
How violent do you think this is actually going to be?
I think it has the potential to be very violent, especially, the rating system here in the States, obviously, we've talked about this before ad nauseum. It's so different. To your point, nudity and vulgar language, for some reason, gets a much higher rating and is much more of an issue than horrific violence, which I can't wrap my brain around a lot of times.
Here's the thing. People are, the ratings in North America are more concerned of you showing a dick than they are of you showing a dick exploding.
Yeah.
Which is really, really weird.
1,000%. That's absolutely it. So it's a horrible story in that, it's, hey, we take people under the age of 18 and we make them fight to the death for sport.
Yeah,
and
we
for
take your
goods.
children and slaughter them for fun.
Yeah, and so that your district gets money. So that's why everyone participates in this. That in itself is a horrific setup. So I think you can really push things. And a big thing here too is, I'm sure a lot of this will be seen, but masters of cinema are always able to convey so much more by making you, the audience, imagine the atrocities.
Yeah, that's true.
If we hear things, they can get away with a lot of stuff, right? It's like that Green Lantern comic where we get the term women in refrigerator syndrome, right? Of, we know that somebody's dismembered body is in a refrigerator, but because we don't see the dismembered body, we make it so much worse in our own head because there's just that little implied bit in the comic. That's a lot of what they could do here. You can show a lot of things without certain amounts of blood, can also tie into how much violence can be depicted in a show too, or in a movie. They can do some really messed up stuff. And I think that's going to draw in audiences more. Because I know for me, I'm like, I wasn't really excited until that last trailer. And honestly, if we really get into the nitty gritty about how the first televised Hunger Games is so horrifically violent, that's such an interesting commentary on media consumption and violence in media.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.